My date with Birth of a Dynasty, we have to talk about it. Welcome to After the First Date, the series where I share everything from my book date. As a warning, this is a spoiler discussion. Where do I even begin? This book was so crazy. I did rate it officially dating, and I cannot wait for the second book. I did not expect the first scene to be Mukuru witnessing the massacre of his entire family. I was already so invested in his mother and sister because they were so kind and loving and resilient throughout all of this tragedy that's happening around them to be able to keep Mukuru together. And I feel like we kept getting moments of hope that maybe someone's going to survive, but even down to his sister's lover also dying, it was just so tragic and so intense. And if I was feeling that as a reader, I can only imagine how horrific it was for Mukuru to witness. But I do have to say, it was an incredible start to the book. I really enjoy hidden identity tropes, and so it was so fun to see Mukuru turn into Khalil and hide his identity. His adoptive grandfather is so interesting. I love that he was a seer and that Mukuru would get so annoyed that he wasn't giving him all of the information. My heart is with Mukuru, and I just have so much compassion for his journey. I can only imagine the amount of will and effort it takes to be able to survive day after day with everything that he went through. It shouldn't have surprised me, but I was just so shocked when he killed the imposter Mukuru. I just didn't see that coming, and at the same time, I think it really helped explain his character development and journey and why he really stepped into that role of being a Rousey. And then the scene when his grandfather died and he just released all of the grief that he had been carrying, it was just so heartbreaking. And I feel like every action he takes in pursuit of his revenge also kind of chips away at his humanity a little bit. And I'm just really worried for him. I adored Zecora. I loved all of her scenes and her mischievous, wholesome, and loving personality. I also loved her relationship with her brothers as well, especially when they tried to get in trouble so they could go see her in the dungeon. Initially, I felt mixed feelings towards her parents because they were so harsh on their kids, but after reading their POV scenes, I really appreciated how layered and complex the parent-child relationship was explored in this book. It was so realistic to see that parents can love their kids so deeply, and at the same time can still sometimes cause harm to them based on their own upbringing or the expectations of society that they've inherited. And I felt like that relationship between Zecora and her parents was so beautifully written and really amplified the story for me. One of my favorite scenes in the entire book was when Zecora was heading to the palace and then all of the Selinga came and wished her farewell. I just thought that was so moving, and I saw it in such a majestic, like, motion picture type of scene in my head. It was so fun to read about all of the political scheming too. At first, I was really happy that Zecora was in the good graces of the king and the crown prince, but then later, after you saw all the other POVs unfold, I was like, oh my gosh, these people who I was really happy were aligned with her and would help her get through everything, I was suddenly questioning because I was like, these are all morally gray characters and they all are fighting for power. And then I was devastated when Nani Urena was killed. Her and Tuliza were such bright parts for me in this book, and they loved Zecora so much. Honestly, through how much they love Zecora, I felt like I was loved by them too as the reader, and I'm really worried about how this is going to impact Zecora's bright personality. I'm really hoping in the next book we'll get to see more of the magic system. There's so much more that I could discuss, but these were just my date highlights, but I really want to know, how did your date with Birth of a Dynasty go?